Hello everybody, I'm Ramsis.
And I am TheVespor.
And we're here to bring you another episode of Back in Time. Episode number 21, where we take a look at something from the past that we still enjoy to this day. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as we will bring you many more of these in the future. Today's subject will be Ghostbuster commercials from the 80s to 90s. That's right, welcome to Ghostbusters Month.
So we're going to show you 7 of our favorite commercials involving the Ghostbusters and their official spin-off.
The Extreme Ghostbusters, right.
And if you don't remember the Extreme Ghostbusters, you're not missing anything.
So yep, get ready to be scared, get your proton packs, get those traps out. I hear Slimer and Stay Puft are waiting for us, so before they stomp the city flat, we're gonna get right to it. Let's start our celebration of all things Ghostbusters as we take a look back at some of these classic advertisements.
So what we're going to do is we're going to start with a very iconic toy commercial from 1986 introducing the original Ghostbusters.
Who are you gonna call? Well, the Ghostbusters, of course. Yep, this is where it all started. Let's see one of the earliest commercials based off of the toys of the cartoon series.
There's something strange in the neighborhood.
So who you gonna call?
Ghostbusters!
Each sold separately.
Have no fear. Venkman, Steph, and Spengler are here. So are these ghosts. They've got ectoplasm. We've been goofed. Now what? Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Let's show this pile of dessert who's boss. Activate Neutrona Blaster. We ain't afraid of them ghosts.
Peter Venkman, Ectoplasm, Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, and other figures each sold separately. Ghostbusters, new from Kenner.
Wait a second. Did they say Chrono Blasters?
Vesper, no, it's actually the neutrino wand. Yes, these kids probably got the terms mixed up, but the actual wand attached to the proton pack is called the neutrino wand. So I think they just mixed up neutrino wand with neutrino blaster. It's not totally wrong, it's just a misuse of the term properly. It's a fun commercial because this is one of the earliest. They even say brand new, so this is one of the first commercials based off the Real Ghostbusters cartoon. It's very basic and generic. You can see there's no real special features here. Because as you see, as we're going to get through this timeline, the figures get crazy and the monsters get crazy. This is as simple as it gets. And do you notice that there is someone missing with the trio?
They're missing Winston, but don't worry, he's in there in a later commercial.
Now this is very basic, like I said. The idea of this is they're translucent plastic ghosts and their insides are open so that they can look like they're haunting the Ghostbuster character. You can put them on top of them like it's a hat. And the figures themselves all have the wands that shake the little plastic thing. So this is as basic as it gets. But the real fun of this commercial, of course, was the ectoplasm with a Z, by the way. I don't know why.
I never got Ray, I never got Peter, but I ended up with Egon. And the best fun part about this is my toy has that little spinny thing at the back. Well, it got broken off. With that, I hope you enjoyed our little look back at this old commercial. And we're going to keep moving on. So let's take a look at our next one, Ramses.
This is another fun one. This is going to be later on in the timeline. Now the kids want to reenact all the moments from the show. So now instead of just using the figures, you're going to get equipment to wear so you, the kid, can reenact Ghostbuster adventures from the Real Ghostbusters. And this is a great one. It's going to be the ghost trap, and you might want to see what happens here because it's a fun little scene of what these kids do to their poor father.
Ghostbusters!
Each sold separately.
Break out the new equipment. Ghost trap set. Ecto goggles down. It's Marshmallow Man. Ecto puffer ready. Neutrona blaster charged. Roast him. Got him. We ain't scared enough.
It's the Ghost Trap from the Real Ghostbusters, new from Kenner.
Alright, so that was fun. You too can now be Ghostbusters with these really cheap-looking Ghostbuster-esque toys. Yes, I'm real scared of that trap, the wand with the funny tail on it, and the goggles that do nothing.
Well, here's the fun thing about it. They also call this the Neutrino Blaster when it's the Neutrino Wand.
So that might have been the toy company used that as the official name.
I remember as a kid, I used to have not a Neutrino Blaster, but I had another one of the toys. And you know what? They were fun, and you shot people with foam all the time, well before Nerf guns.
So the storyline in this one is the kids are camping in their Ghostbusters tent with the logo on it. I would have loved to see a tent like that. That's great. And they're firing things and they're using the trap on nothing. They're yelling and it's a mysterious character walking out of them. And we find out it's Dad. And how do we know it's Dad?
Because it says Dad right there on his bathrobe. And look at that wonderful smirk on his face. He's like, yeah, I'm still the most scariest thing in these woods. You know this is in the 80s because the kids are camping in the front yard.
Ah, yes, front yard camping. You gotta love when they did that in the 80s. Ah, good stuff. Cool that they recreate the look of the items for the show, but in practical purpose, I think it comes off as a little cheap and garbagey, and I don't know if I would have liked these things that much. That's why I didn't get them.
All my friends had all these little toys here, and they were actually not that bad. They were actually pretty tough.
A lot of imagination is required with these toys, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think toys and imagination are a great mix, and what better way than Ghostbusters to do that?
So we're going to move on to something that a lot of people have forgotten about. The Ghostbusters toys were not the only thing being sold, but food as well. Remember, we've already used the Ecto Cooler before. We've used their cereal, but I bet you didn't know about this one. So take a look at some Heinz pasta involving the Real Ghostbusters.
Heinz pasta. Oh, who knew?
Joey, would you please get the Real Ghostbusters from the cupboard?
Real Ghostbusters. Ghostly pasta in a delicious tomato sauce.
This ghost is history.
Real Ghostbusters love real Ghostbusters. New from Heinz.
The animation style is very weird in this. I guess they did that because they wanted you to focus on the real Ghostbuster animation, which was full color and stylized, and the real life world was supposed to be this weird orangish yellow hue black outline thing. It's a very weird take they have here.
All I know is that we have some fun quips here, and we also have some wonderful tie-ins to the Real Ghostbusters cartoon, and I want to say that I probably ate this as a kid. I honestly don't remember.
It's a fun commercial, but advertising Ghostbusters is great. That's exciting. You have all the ghosts making the funny sound. You have the kids. They're loving this because kids don't get scared as much as adults. And then, of course, you have Slimer, the cartoon version of Slimer. So that all ties it very well together.
And you couldn't have anything better than some good old-fashioned pasta. It's Heinz and not Chef Boyardee. So, so I'm just going to say that eat at your own peril. Maybe that's why they're fighting the ghost. Maybe that's the ghost of kids past who ate Heinz pasta. Oh well, let's move on to something a lot more fun. Do you remember when we mentioned that wonderful Extreme Ghostbusters, the only official sequel to the Real Ghostbusters?
Part of the BKN animated blog, and you guys might remember that. It had Pocket Dragons, and it had Ghostbusters, and it had Monster Rancher. Remember all those cartoons? These toys are based on the follow-up series that aired in 1997. Extreme Ghostbuster action figures. Let's see how much they've changed since some of the real Ghostbuster figures that we just saw earlier. Here we go.
Extreme Ghostbusters! Formed with the ultimate ghost-busting gear. Extreme Kylie, Eduardo, and Roland face extreme ghosts with awesome attack power. You power up light and sound to bring them down. Ecto 1 screams on scene with blazing lights and missile fire. And when Egon sets the trap, you send them back. Extreme Ghostbusters vehicles and figures each sold separately, batteries not included.
Alright, so these are not made by Kenner. They're made by Trendmasters. That's kind of cool. A different company, but that thicker plastic. So it is a better quality, but the creatures are more anime and stylized looking.
You know, I'm just sitting here looking at this, and I love how they showed all the characters except for the guy in the wheelchair, Garrett Miller.
Yeah, I noticed that too. They have them all there. Eduardo, Kylie, Roland, and Garrett. Yes, a nice 90s cast of character here. You have the goth girl, the jock, and the cool guy. And then, of course, the athletic paraplegic guy in the wheelchair who also fought along. And then, of course, they had Egon and Slimer to give some familiarity. So, yeah, that was fun. But, yeah, I don't know why Roland got left out. Again, we'll review it another day. I didn't love the show, but these figures are actually kind of cool. I mean, it looks like good quality and you get your money's worth with these. They light up, the heads come off, things fire, projectiles. Even Ecto 1 looks like a really cool version of the Ecto 1 in this.
Oh, absolutely. And there is a lot of things in this that scream 90s, as you can see here. It's so stylized, batteries not included, and each sold separately, yes. We have all of the tropes in this commercial, and this is why the 90s were the 90s. Everything tried to be bigger and better than the 80s, and quite frankly, looking at this commercial, you can see that they did everything bigger and better than their predecessors.
I did watch the cartoon. I thought it wasn't that good. I watched it because I was a loyal Ghostbusters fan. Do I think it's good? No. I think it was a nice attempt to bring things back, but it just didn't work. Even Slimer acted weird in that cartoon.
Janine eventually makes it back into this, but we'll talk about Extreme Ghostbusters another time. There's a lot with this show that they tried to make it last, but it just didn't have the charm because, quite frankly, they went too edgy like they did with a lot of things in the 90s.
You know how it is in back in time. Past waits for nobody, so we're moving on to the next one. That was Extreme Ghostbusters. We definitely felt like it had to go in there. Now, something else we feel like that has to go in here is Ghostbusters 2, because that is the sequel that came out in 1989, and Real Ghostbusters was alive and well that time. So now we're going to go back to Real Ghostbusters. There's a lot of toy lines that were based off of Ghostbusters 2 because they were doing dual tie-ins with it. This one is very clearly going to match with it. We're not going to give away why, but there's one aspect in this commercial that they didn't sell this toy, so I don't know why they're using this in the commercial, and you're going to see in a lot of these Real Ghostbuster ads, they're using a lot of props and sets that no kid could really have. 1989 Real Ghostbusters toy commercial tied into Ghostbusters 2.
Ghostbuster bulletin. Ghosts are attacking the Statue of Liberty. Ghostbusters are at the scene.
Look out, Ray. It's slime time.
Each sold separately.
We've been slimed. Let's clean up, Lewis. Now we're fighting clean. Take this, you squirt. Slimed again. See? Oh, yeah. It's Nasty Neck. And Dope Woman to the rescue. Bombs away. Gotcha.
And the Ghostbusters have saved the day.
Alright, so how do you know that this is a Ghostbusters 2 commercial, Vesper? There's one clue in this commercial that would tell you that.
Oh yeah, that'd be the Statue of Liberty.
That's right, yes. And is that toy available? I would love to buy that toy to use in my Ghostbusters figures.
Of course it's not a toy. The props that the kids were playing with are better than most of the things you're going to see anywhere else in the world.
Oh, for $10,000, you too can have the Ghostbusters Liberty Island playset sold separately. Comes with torch that lights up and city background. Oh, that'd be great.
Well, I also like the fact that in this commercial, they kept with the same old proton packs, but they did a few things differently here. They are now advertising color changing because this was a big thing back in the 80s and early 90s. Changing color? What madness is this?
That's true. Hot Wheels had that. Transformers Generation 2 had that. I can think of so many toys that had this get wet and it'll change the color aspect. All these toy companies were getting in on that. It is cool to make it look like it's interacting, and I get that, but the things are so cheap looking. It comes with these little squeezy things. They fire water, and then if they hit you, you have some splotches on you. That's the whole gimmick.
Well, do you also notice who else is in this commercial?
Oh, Louis Tully. Oh, that's right. Ghostbusters 2. Remember the ending scene? He was wearing the proton pack, and he's like, I'm here. They were making toys of him, too, as if he was a Ghostbusters also.
That's right, because everybody absolutely loves Louis Tully. He needs to be a hero. He was in all the Real Ghostbusters episodes, wasn't he?
No, he definitely wasn't. He was in the last season, though, that horrible Slimer and the Real Ghostbusters. Remember that? But yeah, Louis Tully. I wonder how many people own the Louis Tully toy. Yes, I want Louis Tully in a Ghostbusters outfit. So yeah, there's also Janine, and all we need is Dana, and we have the whole set now. They should have made a Dana toy. That would have been great.
Oh well, they were more obsessed about the Stay Puft Marshmallow Mix.
Now, what else do you notice in here? I think I saw Baloo in this commercial. Did you see that plane fly by?
Well, I'm not sure about that. That looked like a crop duster, and I do remember that from an episode. Because remember, in the Real Ghostbusters, they love to introduce all the gadgets that you saw maybe once or twice.
And then last but definitely not least, what is the monster they're fighting here? It's like a Jack-in-the-Box ghost or something?
I don't know. I just know that they're getting slimed a lot.
So we're in 89 here, and the toy line is still going strong. So that's 3 years. But only because Ghostbusters 2 gave some new life to it.
Yep, so speaking of toys, let's take a look at another one from 1989.
And this one is definitely a tie-in to Ghostbusters 2. And do you know how I realized that?
Because the Ecto 1A is on the screen.
That is right, Vester. See? He's paying attention. That's why he gets the big bucks
Which
here.
raises the question, why does it have the 2 symbol?
From 1989, we have Real Ghostbusters toy commercial. Here we go.
I hurt his brain, folks.
We interrupt with a Ghostbuster bulletin. Paranormal activity has been sighted in New York. Ghostbusters are going live to the scene.
He got a ghost! My new crazy copter will get him.
Each sold separately.
Buddy, you are gone with the wind. Ah! Cool, new equipment. Where's Ray? Yikes, another ghost. My grandma and grandpa will get ya. Ah! Super weapon.
If you see anything unusual, you know who to call.
Ghostbusters!
Alright, so they're ghosts. Ghosts go through things that aren't protons. So how is Ray's little hook thing holding a ghost?
I don't know. The whole thing's kind of weird. So Egon has a copter or a gyrocopter, whatever they call those things, and he's able to hook the ghost onto it. How does that work? I mean, what is going on here? These toys kind of suck.
I think they were just reaching to do something new because, after all, kids want new things. You have to make something new, shiny. An actual, honest-to-God helicopter? That sounds pretty cool. On your backpack, Peter's riding a unicycle, and now we have Ray riding on a giant Segway with a hook.
Well, maybe it gets better. Let's see what other toy they have here, and it's the Ecto 1A. Oh no, you see, I don't hate the Ecto 1A, but do I admit and realize it was very gaudy, tacky, and they were overdoing it a little bit? Yes, and this toy shows exactly that. Look at all the stickers on this thing. Oh my god. This thing looks like some kid took it and just slapped on everything they could think of.
Well, all I know is that in Ghostbusters Afterlife, they don't have all those stickers on it.
I know, what happened to everything? What happened to the logo? They don't really explain that. Yeah, how did the Ecto 1A turn back to the Ecto 1?
Well, I think Egon just apparently got tired waiting for Gozer to reappear and just probably took like a scraper and just took them all off.
Anyway, I think the funniest part of this commercial is these kids' reactions. You can see like the directors like point to the kid, all right kid, yeah, react, and then like,
Cool, new equipment.
Well, you also have to raise up the other question. Do you notice where they're playing with these toys at? Look at all those nice life-size buildings for the toys.
Wow,
all
isn't that
the
great
props
stuff?
they have. The play sets are like probably worth thousands of dollars.
yeah, even the Ecto 1A is driving down a neighborhood street, each sold separately. How do I get the sets? That's what I want. If I'm buying this, I want the background sets along with it. You have an Apple IIgs, go use print shop and make something good on it. That's what I would be told. But it's time to move on. So now we're going to move back to a memorable commercial that I remembered. I was like, Vesper, wasn't there like a toilet commercial? And Vesper was like, yes there was. And a Wolfman. So we each get something we like. I like to use the toilet and Vesper likes Wolfman. So hey, we both get things we like in one advertisement.
Can I scare?
Scare Ghostbusters.
Thank you.
Oh, who's there? Me. Oh, the Wolfman monster. Run!
Each sold separately.
Say, I need a rest. Roar! It's fearsome flesh. Sick 'em, guys. Go! I flip my lid when he's scared. Ah! It's a howl when he's scared. Ah!
The real Ghostbusters. New from Kenner.
Blast him! Ah!
So for this one, it's a graveyard set. Not as cool as some of the other sets, but still with the breakable walls and the tombstones. Another great set. But they did build that out of popsicle sticks, so there you go.
The Wolfman figure looks absolutely awesome. The other figures, not so much, and I do not know anybody, even as a kid, that had the stupid fearsome flush.
You know why they did this? Because this is a weird fear that kids had. I know it's crazy. A lot of kids feared going down the drain of a bathtub, but also they feared something would grab them in the toilet. And this is true. I never feared this, but I know I talked to many people who were afraid on the toilet as a kid because they were afraid something would grab them.
Well,
so I think
you
that
know what I
plays
was
into
afraid
it.
of as a kid about the toilet?
What's that?
Going in after Dad.
This is a cool commercial only because it's just such a weird combination. It's like, it starts out with a little live action type animation thing, which is cool. A guy in a werewolf suit talking to someone pulling a string on a toilet. Yeah, the Wolfman in a toilet, well, like, alright, that's kind of cool, but that's not like, wow, I must get right away type of toys.
Yeah, especially these here, those little, oh my god, they're going to scream, and it just wasn't nearly as cool because I never liked the fact that the Ghostbusters were scared like that. Even in the real Ghostbusters, the only time they were scared was when they were running for their lives, not because, oh, I saw something uncomfortable, which is actually something unique about the real Ghostbusters.
And it's weird because Real Ghostbusters wasn't really like that. Real Ghostbusters was more, we're just gonna stop every single supernatural creature out there. It's no longer just ghosts, it's any supernatural. And that's why you have Wolfman and some weird things here, because now it's just any supernatural creature. But the Ghostbusters were never afraid, like Vesper said. Even Real Ghostbusters, that was their job. They knew what they were getting into. Wolfman and a toilet. I really don't think they would be scared by that.
After all, even in the first movie, they dealt with the terror dogs, and they were not terrified by them.
No, the only thing in the first movie that scared them was the librarian, the Grey Ghost. That was the only time they really got scared. So yeah, this is fun, but I think we like it more for different reasons. I just like the idea that a toilet monster was sold, and I think Vesper likes it. Like Wolfman, that's a cool character. So I think that's the reason why we picked this. Any idea they could think of to resell Peter, Winston, Egon, and Ray, they did. So there must have been like 100 different versions of these same characters with different features.
And so now it's time to move on to our final mystery commercial. And boy, is this one going to surprise you.
Wait a minute, Vesper. You didn't tell me there was going to be a mystery commercial. I thought we only signed up for 7 here. What is this?
Hey, you know this. People like our mystery commercial, and I will say that I went out of my way to find one that not only hits one nostalgia string, but 3.
3 nostalgia string. All right, well, that's very interesting. All right, here we go. Let's see what we got.
Welcome to Taco Night at the Andersons.
Hey, it's the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Taco Night is also movie night at the Andersons.
Get a coupon for a free Blockbuster video when you bring home the new Grande meal from Taco Bell. It's a mountain of food for just $9.99.
1, 2, 3, blast!
Wow, let's make s'mores.
Until next time.
Wow, Wow, look at all that. That's all Ghostbusters related. That's amazing. You got, let's see, Ghostbusters movie, and it's hosted by Ricardo Montalban, which is great. And then you got Blockbuster Video, and of course you got Taco Bell. I mean, 3 for the price of 1. This is awesome.
It's not Taco Bell. It's the little Chihuahua.
Ah, yes. What does he want?
Wow. Let's make s'mores.
You know what another amazing thing about this commercial is, Ramses?
No, what's that?
That grande meal was $9.99. You got all that.
$9.99 for all that. This is great. Tacos, nachos, the Mexican pizza, Nachos Bel Grande. Look at that. $9.99. Wow. And a coupon.
Oh, absolutely. And you know what? That was before Taco Bell started to get its horrible reputation of clearing you out if you went to go eat it.
I know. Me and Vester just had that recently, and we're still, let's not get into that. This was the great time. The food even looked better. The cheese looks thicker. Food looks more appetizing. I mean, look at all the toppings on the nacho. That was amazing. And of course, Blockbuster, they're long gone now. Just seeing Blockbuster is like, wow, what a blast from the past. That was a lot of fun. What a surprise, Vesper. That kind of scared me. I didn't expect 3 for 1 and 4 if you count an 80s, 70s icon like Ricardo Montalban also hosting it. So yeah, this is great. Fun find, and I think that's going to wrap it up for our look back at Real Ghostbusters and similar related advertisements. I think that was a lot of fun.
Oh, absolutely. It's always fun to look at these things. Remember, back in the day and age when kids played outside till it was dark, our parents whooped our butts when we misbehaved, and there was still front yard camping where Dad was still the most scariest creature in the house.
Yes. And don't forget Extreme Ghostbusters. Let us know what you guys thought, and hopefully this brings back nostalgia and memories to what Ghostbusters was like when you were all growing up.
Absolutely. So please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and
ring that bell, and don't get scared by any ghosts, because we have a neutrino blaster, right? Is that what we're calling it?
I thought I said Chrono Blaster there to begin with.
Oh no, that's ridiculous. It's the neutrino blaster. What are you talking about?